Hello everybody, my name's Pris and welcome back to another episode of Build Breakdown. Today's build's a pretty hot one, or should I say, it's blazin', because we're making a blaze farm today. Now, I'm wanting this farm to reflect the form of a blaze, like its shape and colors and everything, but I don't want it to actually look like a blaze. Because honestly, a blaze body is really boring. Sure, you've got all these floating rods and everything, those are really cool looking, but the head is just a cube. It's really boring, sorry. So I'm thinking of putting the actual farm in the head part of the blaze. I just want to make it feel like this blaze farm and all of these blaze rods that are coming down are just dripping across the landscape. And one thing that I really want to include is a place to do brewing. So I'm thinking this little open air structure, probably buried into the ground. We'll have the ground level about there, but we'll have an opening in the side so you can access it from both here and of course the giant hole opening in the ceiling. But the way we're tying these two structures together is we're going to have a bunch of these blaze rods just raining down over it. And it's going to tie back into this sort of lava well that I'm thinking here, just in the dead center of this structure. And it'll just have blaze rods floating in the sky above it. I keep calling them blaze rods, but it's probably going to be like glass panes, candles, maybe some modded lights. We'll see. But this is the overall rough idea. So now that we've got this, let's get to work. All right, so we're starting off in the lab today. Forgive the messiness of it. Honestly, it looks like my real life house right now. The blaze farm. This is the rough idea I have so far. Just tinted glass, slabs, of course lava to pull them down. But I'm thinking of encasing it with terracotta and glass. So to give you an idea of the palette, we've got orange terracotta, yellow terracotta, orange glass, yellow glass, orange and yellow luminous blocks. These are from the mod Modern Lights. These aren't necessary, of course, to this build, but I think they would make really cool looking blaze rods. Like, look at this. Let's set it to night. Oh, it doesn't help that my gamma is so high. They just give such a cool glowing effect. I think that would look really cool seeing that from a distance across the mountainside. And then for the structure part of it underneath, I'm thinking something really dark, like black stone, coal, and possibly some of the darker terracottas like brown, gray, and black. But I also don't want it to be completely cold feeling, so we're throwing in some dark oak as well. Because I feel like if we didn't have these, then this entire build would just feel very empty. But I feel like the dark oak should bring in a nice little touch of warmth and tie in the whole palette. So let's get this blaze farm design in the survival world. I am so happy with the progress I've made so far. Let me show you what we've done. We have over here in this center pedestal a little warp pad plate thing, waystone. Warp plate from the Waystones mod, that's it. We got our blaze farm all set up. I only died once in setting it up, but gosh, I love keep inventory. Oh, it's dark. I'll show that off in a second. One thing that I did not realize, I didn't realize that stairs can't actually hold lava. Oop. Let's set up some stairs. Okay. Stairs can't hold lava. I didn't know that this was not a thing. Only water can go in stairs, not lava. I thought this was a basic vanilla thing. It's not even a modded thing. I had an entire setup of this being lava, and it was going to look so cool. Just a lava ring going around the entire place. I even set it up to where there isn't a single point you can accidentally fall into it. So you weren't going to actually be burned by the lava. And it would have been this really cool lava waterfall going down. But it's at least a pretty cool waterfall. Or it might be eventually. I've got the entrance all set up. I kind of like the fact that the vines are covering it. Makes it nice and hidden feeling. But I might work on that more later. We'll see. But for now, my main focus has been this interior. Because one modded thing that I discovered that I really like is the fact that you can actually put the blaze rods down. Supplementaries lets you put these on the ground, on vertical surfaces, horizontal, however you want. You catch on fire if you walk on them, but like you can walk up to them and not catch on fire, which I personally think is weird, but okay. Each to their own, I guess. It's fine because we're going to mostly be using this in vertical instances anyway. Look at the effects that they give, though, on the glass. This is all I've done for the blaze rods falling down and such, but I wasn't even anticipating using actual blaze rods in these. But I love the light that they give. It's not much of a light. Like, ooh. It's not much light that they give off, but it's enough. It works really well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I can implement it throughout here. But we've got all of this interior done, well, most of it done. I don't have any of the roof or any furniture, decorations, whatever. But we've got all the walls done and the floor. I really like this. I was not anticipating this terracotta, like, brown actually looking good. But it does look really good. I'm really proud of that. And then this archway that we've got going on here with the stairs, that trick where you put 3 fence gates in a row in between a couple of walls and it like lifts up the middle one and lowers the other 2. I'm using that on all of these, and it's that little je ne sais quoi to the whole thing, I think. But I'm really happy with how this shape actually came about and the colors. I had no ideas going into this on how to transition from this super dark up to like a stone and grass vibe up here. I'm still figuring out the actual overhang part once we get all that wool out, but we used deep slate, tough, and cobble and mossy cobble. And I am surprised at how well that turned out. I was expecting it to be a lot more like jagged and harsh of a color transition, because we really don't have much space. That's 4 blocks there. That's a very small space to do a transition from black to a bright gray. But that worked out really well. Hello there. So I just wanted to give y'all an update, show y'all how everything's coming on, talk about a few different things that we've done. I still need to figure out this center area, but first I want to get all the blaze rods in. So let's do that next. It's done. I'm so happy with how well this turned out. Look at this. I'm just so happy with this. All the decorations, the interior shape, the materials, this water flowing through. I was a little upset. Ooh, there's water missing. I was a little upset about the fact that I couldn't have lava going through, but I think the water ended up being a pretty nice touch. Why is this one not connecting? Whatever. The water ended up being a great touch. It's actually usable, so I don't have to have like a water source somewhere. And for our brewing area, straight back here, it's so helpful just to have this here on the ground. Actually, I need to set up, I've got an item shelf here. We're gonna take you, put you there. Oh, but this is so nice. The actual, like, usable part of this space is just this barrel and a few brewing stands. Maybe the cauldron. Everything else is just straight up decoration. Well, I guess these farms over here are usable. Something that I did that I wasn't anticipating, but I really liked how it came out, was using these blaze rods above the farms. It gives it this nice, oh, what's it called? Garden light? Grow light. That's it, grow light. It's like this nice little grow light effect. And I did actually need it for the carrots to work, but it just looks so good. I'm so happy with both how the decoration came out, with how this interior shape came out. I was wanting a slight curve, but not too much. And I think it worked out pretty well. And now this area. So standing from back here, not looking inside any of these spaces, it does look a little dead. It's starting to come together, especially now that this vine stuff is growing everywhere. Something that I wanted to do on this upper edge here is not only have vines and glow lichen and such, I wanted to have like this little crest over it. So you might remember originally we had it just ending straight. But I went and added a few slabs just hanging over the edge to sort of give it this enclosed feeling. Like it's actually a bowl in the ground that's slightly getting grown over. And I think that turned out really well. And this overall space, this little altar thing in the middle with this waste stone up to the farm, I think this turned out phenomenal. I love having these blaze rods just splitting the space slightly. It brings not quite a life to it, but this nice little element of light without having all these ugly lanterns everywhere. I was originally using lanterns, but it just looked so overpowered. Now, I want to show you the entrance here. So we're going to go a distance away, and then I want to show you the actual rest of this build. Now that night is setting in, it's going to look so cool. So the entrance itself isn't actually much of anything, but we might use this to tie into some other stuff that we build later on. I just wanted something slightly inconspicuous, but intriguing enough to make you actually go up into the space. And then my favorite part of the build is that all of these blaze rods and lights and such coming up to the farm. It just turned out so well. And approaching it from a distance, it's sort of got this little twinkling effect to it. Oh, I love it so much. It took a good maybe 6 to 8 hours to do, but it was so worth it, in my opinion. I don't know what it is about these light rod things, but I love making things like this. This is probably the most ambitious one I've done yet. Probably the tallest, the widest one, the most varying patterns. But it is so much fun to do. I love this so much. I'm insanely happy with how well this whole build came out. Both the circle down here, the entrance, the blaze rods. The farm is okay. It serves its purpose. It's practical. It's usable. Oh, my heart. I'm so glad that I went and took the time to do this. And I know that the video's a bit later than I intended, but in my defense, aside from moving, I've spent the last 2 weeks being sick on and off again. So I'm surprised that I managed to get anything like this pulled together in the time that I did. And it turned out phenomenal. I'm so happy with this. So that's gonna do it for us today. Hope you enjoyed, hope to catch you in the next one, and thanks for watching.